Hello and welcome to today's webcast, Lowering Your Total Cost of Ownership with Exalytics. So before we jump into the details of today's webcast, let me just quickly introduce Ascentt to you. Firstly, our service offerings provide an end-to-end system integration capability for any data warehousing activity you may undertake. From strategy to all the way through to support, and from big data appliances all the way through to Index's information discovery. This will allow us to become a single trusted partner for your organization. As a platinum level partner with Oracle, we've been involved in co-development of BI applications for horizontals and verticals. We're also involved in the enablement and specialization programs where we offer content and we actually provide the questions for the examinations. We have been and always will be involved in beta testing, and we consider ourselves a go-to partner for Oracle's consulting services and expert services. Since our inception, we have grown our offshore capabilities to provide our clients with effective and flexible teams that deliver within today's budgetary constraints. Our innovations include co-development of the marketing analytics for business intelligence. We've also developed analytics for social media, warranty and claims that is integrated with Siebel CRM, and incentive analytics for the automotive industry. We've also been chosen by Oracle to be on the BI Applications Leadership Board, so we get to invest in the future success of business intelligence. As one of the few business partners that has purchased Exalytics hardware, Ascentt is in a great position to allow you to perform your proof of concepts on our hardware. You can either choose to do that in your own data center or our data center. And as a result of all our hard work with Exalytics, we've been able to document some quick start activities that will help you in the future, such as planning, installation and configuration, and migration from your current hardware to Exalytics. So this is an executive summary slide. This slide can be used by you if you exist in the business and you want to educate your executive leadership about how Exalytics can help your organization. Also, this can be used by the information technology groups to educate the business about why Exalytics will work well in the business as well. We believe Exalytics can increase your revenue, increase your margins, and reduce your risks through faster decision making, improved productivity, information discovery, and managing IT costs. Today's webcast is about managing IT costs or lowering your total cost of ownership. We'll show you how the capabilities of Exalytics will allow you to control and predict your future IT costs, support the consolidation of your existing infrastructure, and standardize your technology. Let's look at the generic use cases for Exalytics. All these use cases underpin the business use cases that exist for Exalytics. Performance, changing requirements, total cost of ownership, speed of thought, and information discovery. Each of these use cases will be discussed in a series of webcasts by Ascentt. The first one is performance, showing you how Exalytics is just plain faster with BI, enterprise performance management, information discovery. The second is changing requirements, how BI leverages an adaptive data mart that can rebuild materialized views or aggregated views, lessening the need for ETL developers and BI modelers. Total cost of ownership is what we'll be talking about today. Speed of thought is just getting data in front of the users quickly so they can devise more questions, see more data, instead of having to wait the traditional 30 seconds, 1 minute, or 5 minutes. And finally, information discovery. This allows us to support decisions, support process improvement, process empowerment, and user empowerment. Through Oracle Business Intelligence Foundation, Hyperion Planning and Forecasting, Index Information Discovery, and it's all underpinned by Exalytics. Okay, so moving on, total cost of ownership. This is a great use case. This is one that we've actually worked with a client on for the last 12 months, helping them to understand Exalytics, using our hardware, putting a proof of concept in place, providing benchmarks, and ultimately supporting their purchase. So let's take a look at the use case. What is the problem? A major motor manufacturer was looking to consolidate infrastructure, licensing, and support costs. This is just one of the byproducts of the process they were going through, why they were looking to purchase Exalytics. But it was important to identify this because ultimately it applies to the return on investment and whether they would move forward with purchasing Exalytics. Ultimately, they wanted better performance. What was the change that occurred? We installed the Exalytics hardware. We installed and configured Oracle's BI Foundation Suite, Hyperion, and Endeca onto the Exalytics engineered system. And benchmarks were collected and compared to the commodity hardware. The value. They're able to lower their costs by leveraging common infrastructure across different applications and reduce operational risks. So, today you have a company that has several business intelligence solutions that really are not supporting the user in case of performance. By consolidating, they can also lower their total cost of ownership, and they can reduce their operational risks as well by having less infrastructure in place. Let's continue with the total cost of ownership and look at some of the drivers. Operational risk. This is really associated with the amount of infrastructure you have. A lot of things play into this. Obviously the servers themselves, the network connectivity, the bandwidth, your databases, storage area network. We also have large clients that have BI and EPM spread over several instances. One of the reasons they're not able to consolidate them together is because they're uncomfortable with the performance. Obviously, with the operational risk, you're going to incur maintenance and support costs for all those different servers and the people that are needed to support that. And obviously, you're going to have multiple suppliers as well. That's not a bad thing, but if you wanted to consolidate down to less suppliers, Exalytics could certainly enable that. Nice visual. Be nice if we could take the server farm on the left to the one server on the right. It's just an example. I don't think we can crunch it down that much. But let's look at some of the business problems. Things that you may be hearing from your technology group. Your current infrastructure bandwidth is struggling to support your existing user base. More servers, more bandwidth, more memory. If these are the things you're hearing, then potentially Exalytics could be a solution for you. Low governance surrounding the existing tools and data. Do you feel that people are being diverted away from what they need to be doing because they're spending time maintaining and supporting your current implementations? The business solution with this client was to go out and execute a proof of concept to collect benchmarks. We were able to identify a return on investment using Exalytics as opposed to commodity hardware through consolidation and performance factors. The result is that this company is now preparing to purchase an engineered solution. So how do you lower that total cost of ownership with Exalytics? Well, here's a great example using Endeca. Two things here. Firstly, we've been able to consolidate our 3 existing commodity servers that house and present Endeca within our customer. All of that's been consolidated down onto an Exalytics server, but at the same time, we're able to increase the user base by 25% for the performance that we've gained and still maintain the 15 seconds per query service level agreement. Another interesting thing to note here is that on the Exalytics server, because the data is now in memory, we are lowering the storage area network costs, which in this case, I believe, run to about $600 per month for this particular instance. Let's try and visualize what lowering your total cost of ownership can do for your projects moving forward, just based on the example we looked at, where we consolidate hardware, we get better performance, and also we negate some of the costs that exist out there. For example, we talked about storage area network. Well, that data is now brought into memory. So great visual here that basically shows you, and our client states that just on the money they're going to save alone from consolidation of their components, they're going to see returns in 5 years from hardware and software support costs. Now, that alone isn't enough to drive a project. So if you can look out there for business use cases, in this case, I've put a productivity return on investment here, which will compound that hardware software return on investment. You can quite clearly see that in year 2 to 3, your return on investment is complete, and now it is becoming a profitable project for your company. And finally, here's our contact information. It's also on the first slide of the presentation as well. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about Exalytics. And again, my name is Darren Chilton,
and it was a pleasure presenting this to you today.